Wonder Woman versus Arcee is really a matchup not even talked about enough, even though these guys represent some of the best female fighters of their respective groups, the Autobots and the Justice League. But today we're going to see these two baddies over here can actually, well, see which baddie I should say, can actually come out on top. Can Wonder Woman, the queen of the Amazons and one of the mightiest warriors in the Justice League, take on one of the most dangerous Autobots in history? Let's talk about it. Starting off with Wonder Woman, I think it's pretty self-explanatory that you can easily get her to those universal levels quite casually. And I don't think anyone should have a problem with that, right? I mean, it's Wonder Woman. Unfortunately for her, DC does not give her the kind of luxury that Batman and Superman have, which I do think is likely going to be the downfall of DC, but that is for another video. Wonder Woman herself has been able to harm entities like Darkseid, the concept of evil himself, and has even been comparable to characters like Black Adam, who has actually been able to harm True Form Darkseid, who one-shot all of the Quintessence. Even characters like Spectre and Phantom Stranger are, casually just getting dealt with by the likes of True Form Darkseid. And yet, here's Wonder Woman beating up the guy that was able to harm him. Wonder Woman's also incredibly fast as well, being able to keep up with characters in Superman, Flash, and Green Lantern. She's also been able to catch Reverse Flash, and one of her enemies, Cheetah, is actually capable of, in some occasions, actually embarrassing the Flash on a couple of occasions. Then you also have Wonder Woman's gear set. Her sword has been able to stab through Darkseid, cut Superman, and been able to cut through Green Lantern's constructs. Her lasso of truth has also been able to harm Darkseid enough to where the very concept of love has been able to affect him. Albeit this is because, he did absorb a lot of the godly pantheons and stuff like that. So, he absorbed her family, so she was able to kind of beat him that way. But again, the lasso of truth being able to restrain him is actually still a pretty good feat. Also being able to restrain an Amazo that had the strength of her and Superman. So again, absolutely impressive, right? Then you have the fact that, well, she was also able to flat out overpower Amazo on a couple of occasions, despite the fact that it was a real nail biter for her, especially because Amazo had a lot of the powers of the Justice League at that time. So you basically have, well, I think I went over all her weapons, right? No, I didn't. Her sword's been able to harm characters like Darkseid, Green Lantern, Superman. Her lasso of truth been able to restrain characters of Superman level calibers, even the likes of Doomsday, who's stronger than her and Superman, like I said earlier. And then you also have her shield being able to at least withstand blows from Darkseid and Superman. Her bracelets, okay, have been able to block attacks from Darkseid as well, and the likes of Superman's heat vision, Green Lantern's constructs, and even managing to somewhat hold up against the God Killer sword before, she was able to eventually get through it here. Keep in mind, Diana's speed is also faster than light to immeasurable, but again, she's not the fastest in the verse. But her combat speed, however, is on another level. She's been able to react to Darkseid's Omega Beams, which have been able to tag Superman and the Flash. She's been able to, react to Superman himself, and has even gotten agreements with Batman that she would actually be faster than Superman in terms of combat speed because of her more instinctual reactionary, or more instinctual reactions, I should say, rather than her flat out raw speed, which Superman does take in spades. So with that being said here, that's going to conclude for Wonder Woman. Easily an universal entity, as again, she's scaling to characters like Superman and Darkseid. Now on to her opponent. Arcee. Now, Arcee herself is a criminally underrated Transformer, and believe it or not, in terms of the IDW continuity, she's in the, top few. She's one of the deadliest Autobots, okay, and she's a master of every weaponry. So swords, axe, knives, guns, and stuff like that, bombs. Yeah, she's in mastery in all these things here. But again, Arcee is also in the universal levels. I don't think you could honestly disagree with this here, especially when you go down her feats. For starters, she's consistently stalemated Galvatron, consistently, even being able to beat him one time. Now, keep in mind, Galvatron is absolutely ridiculous. I call him the Thanos of the the Transformers verse because, again, of how much of an impact he has on there. Galvatron himself has been able to rip a pre-Or 13 body Megatron in half, mind you, just straight up, like, you know how Megatron did Jazz. Yeah, so Megatron was a victim. A victim of his own means, right? So it's just it's absolutely, it's hilarious when you think about it. Like, you became a victim of your own technique, right? But keep in mind, she's also been able to overwhelm characters like the Combaticons, even Onslaught, who's actually been able to harm the likes of Optimus. And keep in mind, the Combaticons are a very powerful team of Cybertronians. In all honesty, you can probably put them above the Constructicons, right? Speaking of which, she's also been able to fight the Constructicons and was not able to kill them because she was there to only retrieve Blur and get out of there. But again, if she wanted to, she could. She even states if she wanted to, she would have. But again, scaling to characters like Galvatron is just straight up ridiculous. I mean, scaling above the likes of Optimus and Megatron together, mind you, is also kind of ridiculous here, considering the fact that these characters have been able to harm the likes of Devoid. Devoid being a sentient multiverse, mind you. Keep in mind, every Transformers multiverse deals with infinite dimensional layers, deals with Hilbert spaces, and quantum mechanics, meaning each Transformers cosmology operates on a high hyperversal level. However, what gets Arcee to that level is because she scales relative to Optimus and Megatron. The same Optimus who's been able to withstand the Heart of Darkness, which is equal to that of the Matrix. The Matrix of Leadership is a multiversal singularity, meaning you can scale its raw power to any other Matrix in history, including the fact that it is a conceptual attack that is meant to erase evil beings from existence, with the Heart of Darkness actually being confirmed to basically be a Matrix of Leadership, or basically more just as powerful as the Matrix of Leadership. However, it does not have the limitations, meaning it could erase anybody from existence so it choose, and yet Optimus was able to tank that. Keep in mind as well, Optimus as well as Megatron, Grimlock, and I think that's just about it, have D&D scaling as they exist within the verse itself, and have been able to Optimus himself has been able to beat an Elder God that was threatening to destroy his own verse. Keep in mind, he beat his by himself when D&D actually needed prep, okay? So, with that being said, they easily scale to infinite dimensional layers, infinite realms, and realms beyond the likes of mathematics as well. And keep in mind, Arcee herself also comes equipped with plenty of gadgets. She has bombs, grenades, flashbangs, mind you. She also is able to utilize blades very well, plasma blades, mind you, meaning she can cut and cauterize to anything. And she's actually incredibly fast, able to react to characters like Skywarp, who can actually teleport through space itself and just kind of get around everywhere, even being able to teleport into the unspace, mind you. And keep in mind, the only reason why he got stuck there is because he was an idiot. Yeah, no, it's actually kind of funny when, Skywarp actually got beaten by a teleporter of the same caliber because he was dumb. But yet, when he came back, possibly a little bit smarter than what he was before, because now he understands how to get out of unspace, Arcee was still able to react to him and actually caught him mid-teleportation. So again, Arcee would easily be Fast Light to immeasurable with out-of-versal conditions. Now let's go into the match. Now for the match itself. Wonder Woman versus Arcee. And in all honesty, I'm not too surprised how this match is honestly going to go. Keep in mind, any higher form of Wonder Woman can beat Arcee. Like, there's no doubt about it. Gold Wonder Woman would absolutely just torch. Just straight up annihilate Arcee. As for Witching Hour Wonder Woman, not too sure, considering magic does not affect Cybertronians in the way that it really would. So it's a little bit on the fence, but I definitely could see Witching Hour Wonder Woman doing something. But as for regular Wonder Woman versus Arcee, I would definitely give it to Arcee. Now, hear me out. they're both around the same strength level. However, I think Arcee does take the edge when it comes to durability due to the fact that Wonder Woman is pretty inconsistent when it comes to durability, especially when it comes to her piercing durability, right? And the fact that Cybertronians really don't have that weakness, because again, it's their technology that's mainly out to affect them pretty much. And the only way you can really harm a Cybertronian is if you have that kind of technology, or if another Cybertronian already has done the damage for you. It's not looking too good here for Arcee. Her sword and weapons can definitely harm them, but again, keep in mind the durability difference is pretty clear. You're not harming Arcee with a regular gun the same way you are handling or harming Wonder Woman. In terms of speed, yeah, I do think Wonder Woman takes it. I mean, in terms of raw speed, they're definitely comparable, but in terms of like reaction and combat speed, I definitely think that Wonder Woman does take the slight edge, especially when it comes to combat speed. In terms of reaction speed, Cybertronians can react to just about anything in their own continuity or even on the battlefield. Energy blasts, seekers who can literally fly around black holes, and keep in mind, Arcee literally predicted Skywarp, who is able to teleport through space itself. So yeah, you kind of have that going for you here. In terms of like how this fight's really going to go, it's obviously going to be hand-to-hand coordinated. But again, the fact that Arcee has more ways to rely on, such as things like flashbangs, actual grenades and stuff like that, blasters as well, she can actually fall. She has more ways to fall back on defensive measures than Wonder Woman, who has her shield, sword, and lasso, to which, if they're equal in strength, Wonder Woman can't make, you know, Arcee kind of submit via the lasso, because again, its magical properties really don't affect Cybertronians, or magic in general doesn't affect Cybertronians unless it's fully and directly concentrated within them, which is how in their, you know, own IDW continuity, magic was used to actually harm Cybertronians, but again, they had to concentrate it to a single point in order for it to work. Overall, I do think that these two are very well-versed combatants, and again, in a hand-to-hand fight, I could definitely see it going either way, but I do think because of the better durability that Arcee has, she would actually be able to not only outlast Wonder Woman, but actually out-damage her as well. These guys are going to go like back and forth for a good while. I definitely see this fight as a mid to high difficulty, but because of Diana's inconsistent vulnerability with piercing attacks, like she can somehow withstand the God Killer sword on her bare skin, mind you, and it like breaks through her braces like it's nothing, but she can get shot by a bullet and it will still pierce her. Like, y'all see how inconsistent that is, and why it's like, I guess you could say you don't see Wonder Woman in a lot of matches. And in all honesty, I do feel like it is kind of DC's fault for that. Wonder Woman is inconsistently written to have this kind of weakness, and I feel like she definitely deserves better. I mean, Superman can become immune or at least resistant to a degree to kryptonite, but again, Wonder Woman still has her bulletproof weakness. Yeah, go ahead and give her her armor back. Yeah, just go ahead and give her the full armor set back. But that is going to be all today, you guys. I definitely think Arcee takes it mid-high difficulty, but I would definitely give her more often than not. But that's going to be all today, you guys, and you guys have a blessed day. Peace.